Hello, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the rent comp analysis in the Multifamily Analyzer Advanced Underwriting Model. Before we jump into the rent comps, I'm going to take a look at the underwriting model. You can see in this underwriting model, my unit mix, rent, and interior renovation strategy is complete. I've got my market rents, I've got my renovation strategy that generates my post-renovation rents. This step is required before performing the rent comp analysis because the intent of the rent comp analysis is to really take a look at my current market rents and my post-renovation rents and compare that against the competitive set. So once I've completed this step, I could click on this link for rent comps to take me directly to the rent comp tab. Okay, and while on the rent comp tab, you can see there are some fields that need to be input. I need to provide an apartment name. I need to provide bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage, and asking rent. These are required fields as designated by the asterisk. The other fields that I think are very helpful are the year built and the distance and whether or not the apartment is renovated or not. And then I provide some comments and links here. Oftentimes I'll put the unit count in this field. I'll hyperlink to the actual site that I got the information. I'll provide additional comments for the condition of the property, some of the amenities. I will, in a future enhancement, be incorporating some of this information as their own individual fields, but for now, this is how the table's set up. So I will go ahead and input this data, oftentimes from either apartments.com or Rent Cafe or a CoStar report. So I'll fill that out and be right back. Now that the information is filled out, I did want to talk about the distance piece. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll have a Google Maps window up with my apartment address, and then I just search the competitive addresses from that I get from apartments.com or Rent Cafe, and it'll give me the distance. So this process usually takes me maybe like 10 minutes. I wanted to mention that it's very important to pick apartments that are very similar in year, that are close in proximity, and that have similar amenities. This will give you your most accurate rent comp. Now that this is filled out, use the left pane as your navigation. So the data table is what we're looking at here, and I could click on the one bedroom, and I can see it generates the graphs automatically for me. The way you read it is the brownish color. These are my classic units. This is my in-place rent and my classic units. I'm sorry, my market rent in my classic units. The lighter shade here, these are my renovated units that are already in place. If your apartment is just going from classic to your planned renovation, you won't see this color. And then the darker shade, these are my planned renovations. So I'm planning to take my classic units and I'm renovating it to here. And you can see that I'm still well below the average of the competitive set. This line is only the average of the competition. It does not include the rents from my property. And then the graph on the right, this is the exact same graph, but it's in rent per square feet. So it takes into consideration the size of the property. And then you have the data tables below that show exactly where your apartment is, the classic. I should mention the designation here, the RE is renovation existing, and then RP is renovation planned. Okay, let's take a look at the two bedroom. So what I'll do is just click on the two bedroom, and you can see this is a good example. I'm well below the competitive set on my planned renovation. So maybe there's an opportunity for me to go ahead and bump that up. So let's do that and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Maybe we take it to about 1600. I'm going to go into my underwriting model. I'm going to go to my renovation. So this is my planned renovation right here. And I want this to be closer to 1600. So what if I go $400? There we go, 1594. So now I could go back to my rent comp and you can see now I'm right into the average of the competitive set. One thing I failed to mention earlier was that the labels are very descriptive depending on how much you filled out. You can see the competitive set, the age range, the distance from the property is included, the square footage, and the bedroom and bath. So there's a lot of information in the graph. That's very helpful for performing your rent analysis. Okay, and if you want to make any changes, you just go back into the data table and you can add additional properties. Very important, do not insert rows or columns here. It will break the graphs. Okay, that is all. Thank you for watching.